This is Safa 1. So today I just wanted to make a quick video about how to set up the clip matrix in the MPC. This can be on any of the MPCs. It doesn't have to be specifically the Live 3. As long as you have the Pro pack, I think, for the clip matrix, and how I set up my clip matrix to play live sets with. So I'll just select one of my pads here, go to browse. So I have all of my tracks are in stems. So like this track is called Catch, and as you can see what BPM it is, and of course what sound it is: open hi-hat, lead, kicks, hat percussions, claps, chords, bass line, arpeggiation, etc. So I'll just put my kick loop in here. These are all audio track loops, essentially. So you can use this method to make a full live set. It's kind of up to you how you want to do it, but I kind of just set it up this way. It just makes it easier because it's already like the loop is already made because I made it before. And yes, all of these tracks are made with the MPC Live 3. So I'll just go to my clip matrix here. Also, I just want to quickly change this to 128 BPM because that's what the loop is on. I'll also click full level, so it makes it full level instead of not. I should be able to set the, okay, so my default length bars are 8 bars because my loop, all my audio loops are actually 8 bars. You can have different lengths, but it's up to you again. I'd recommend just setting up the loops of the clips for the amount of bars that your stems are in. That just makes the most sense in my opinion. Now, the only thing I have to do is record this actually in. So it's technically a MIDI track of the audio track in this kit. So let's. You can hear that it's kind of off, but it will be on. Yeah, now it's on because it like goes on the first bar. So that is my kick drum. Again, when I stop it, it will play throughout unless I double click on stop. I'll change this to kicks. So that way I know what category my clips are in. I'm gonna go ahead and load up another kick from another song just to show you as an example. This is how I'm working. So I'll go to accordion on, that's another track. So I selected a brand new pad, so that way it's gonna go into this one, not on top of the other one. So I'll go ahead and select that, and so you can hear that there's two different kick loops. This one is obviously this first one, and now I'm gonna go create another one. That's gonna be number 2 that we're gonna do. Of course, I have to actually select it. So when I have it selected, it's now only playing this, not the top one, obviously. Everything is the same, 128 BPM, 8 bar loop. I can go ahead and click record or overdub, whatever. But let me go to settings. I want to also toggle on legato so it will remain its place spot in accordance to where it left off, if that makes sense. So I'm going to switch to this one. Now it should play that one after it like loops. So now you can hear like it played that, the number 2 kick. So the only thing that kind of sucks about this method honestly, is it doesn't switch right away. You have to wait for it to fully loop. And that's why if you want, you can always just take the one kick drum and then replay that one kick drum as a MIDI into your clip, loop, sequence, whatever. That way it will be a MIDI track instead of a full audio track that's like triggered once and then it like loops around. That's a workaround, but the only problem with that is for melodic elements, it won't work the same way because of the melodic elements they've already been exported out as a loop, and so it would be very difficult to create a MIDI track and then have that corresponding to your audio loop for the melody, if that makes sense. Again, I think it's easier to just do it this way, especially you don't want to trigger melodic elements on top of melodic elements, or maybe you do, but in this case it's just better to have everything separate so it doesn't clash with each other. For example, the kick and the kick won't play on top because I will be switching them down the row, and I'm gonna go ahead and add another drum kit. So in this one, for example, we can do claps. So I'll go ahead and use that. Now I have two different claps. Basically, I'll go back to my matrix, and this is already selected. And just for continuity, I'll select that. Okay. Now what I'm gonna do is record the claps in. Again, it will line up properly once it fully comes back around. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and create another clip in the claps category and have it selected. Let's just do record. There we go. If I just click out, like stop it, now it's perfectly on. Now I can select a different kick, and then it should start playing that one. Now you can hear that I'm just mixing it with a different kick. So the cool thing about this is it won't play a clap on top of a clap because I will just have one kit just dedicated to my claps, one kit just dedicated to my kicks. I'm going to now make another kit just dedicated to, for example, hi-hats, and then bass lines, and then melodies, etc., etc. This is the best way to create a live set where you can just mix different tracks, stems together. You can mix any amount of tracks that you want with each other, essentially, like the stems, and not have the actual kick drums clashing with other kick drums. You could always, of course, make another drum kit with different kicks or different snares, and you can actually mix kicks with kicks, but I think that would just sound bad. Unless you put like a filter on that kick, then use it as like a DJ method where you're like putting other kick drums on top of kick drums, but you're like filtering the low out and then taking away that other kick and putting the other kick into the mix. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, but for all purpose of just using your tracks in a live setting, this is probably the easiest and most coherent way of doing it, just so everything is just separated and right there to go. So I'll just do another kit, call this one like hats perks, for example, hat perks. So there we go. Now again, I'll just show this. This is one song, hats perks. This is another song, hats perks. You can also go ahead and name these if you want. So I can go to settings, claps, for example. I think that song was called Catch. I can't remember, but for example, Catch. You get the idea. Basically, you can name these specific to which track they are, so you can actually physically see which track you're playing. Obviously, I would order it in a way where it's like, this is one track, this row to the right hand side, and then the next one is another track. It would be like kicks, claps, hats, melodies, bass line, lead, if you want vocals, open hi-hats, etc. So you just keep going down the list. That would be one full track of all your clips for one full track. The next row would be a completely different track of other clips, all your stems, the next track, etc., etc., etc. So that's how I would do that. I'll go ahead and record this one in as well. Another thing is when you click an empty one, it should stop that. So now it just stopped it, but it should stop the previous track. I don't know if it's a good idea to use these first ones as clips. Maybe it's better to just use the ones that are like right below it and then go on from there. Because for some reason, I don't know, but you can't actually press hold and edit the settings for these ones. So I would definitely recommend just using these empty slots as your main clips that you will work with, just so it's playing it safe, because you can actually long press and have settings, edit events, edit clip, delete, copy to arrangement, copy, paste, whatever you want. Another thing that I would recommend is maybe giving a space on each track. So like having this as one track, empty, and then this is another track, empty, and then it's up to you. But what I found was when I was playing my live set, I would have no spot to unselect to stop that clip from playing, and that kind of sucks, because if I just press up and play the next track, it will just play it. Of course I can use mutes, but it won't stop the actual track from playing. Whereas if I were to play, like, let's just say I played this row and now I wanted this to stop, I selected this empty one without having to select the next row of claps, for example. That way I can control which track I want to bring in next. Let's say if these ones are another track here, but I don't want to play that track, I want to play like ones that I created down here, I can go ahead and just skip like that one, and just I can basically click an empty one so it stops playing this clap before I make a decision on which clap I want from which song that I want to play next. Anyways, I'll stop right there. It's a little bit of a complicated process, I know, and I know that it's hard to explain. So if you have any questions about how to create a live set, you can always reach out to me in the comments or email me as well. I plan to make a website again, hopefully soon, and do one-on-one courses or coaching and stuff like that if people want more hands-on direct approach for learning how to create these live sets. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Peace out. Catch you in the next one.